What's up, everybody? This your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog coming through. I know, it's a little late, but it's not that late. First things first, love Atlanta Invest Fest. Immediate con, I fell up a hill trying to get back to my car, and my boot and my foot is messed up. I have about 4 bandages on my foot. You guys saw me walking around the house at the event mixer. My foot was like crying. So when I got home, I finally got home. Like got stuck at the airport for 7 hours. Finally got home to Texas. Was able to bandage it up all over. So listen, you're gonna see the video title: Atlanta Dinosaurs, Caveman versus Progressive Atlanta. You also see where I'm recapping Earn Your Leisure's INVESTFEST. Why? Because we already have people whining and complaining. And I will address the pros and cons of things I saw. And I will also hit several things. Okay. Hope you guys are ready. If you went to InvestFest, please put InvestFest in the chat. Let's put the city and state out here, right? So some of the immediate, let's go with the cons, because, we already know the internet's full of people crying and whining. First con is the price. Oh my God. Why is it $300 for regular ticket? Why is it $1,700 for VIP? These prices are actually lower than the year before. Because I don't know if y'all remember, last year it was like $600. It was like $600. It's like 600. I don't know if y'all remember that, but y'all don't. So they made the price lower so they could get more people in. I bought early bird tickets worth $300. Well, guess what? They dropped it even lower to $250. Now people were complaining about that. Listen, buy your ticket early, be done with it, and keep it moving with your life, right? Another con people complained about, let's just get them out the way, is water, lack of free water. I'ma just tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'ma just tell y'all, every convention I've ever been in, you buy water. Unless it's like a small mastermind conference of like 100, 200 people, there's water every corner. Yes, Grant Cardone had water at the 10X. I will correct that. He did have water at all the corners of the 10X. So they could have did that. They could have had more water stations. That I will agree on. But there were water fountains. Y'all don't want to drink from water fountains. Just let's tell the truth and shame the devil. That's what it was. On time. We had a lot of CP time and people were already complaining. Now, I'm going to just go there. Why was P. Diddy 3 hours late? What was he doing? Right? You know what I'm saying? This is, and I get it. And there were several speakers who didn't come out. I'm going to just, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, okay? I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, when you have CEOs of businesses that are going to have to leave their workspace and their routine and their day with their own personal security to come to an event and speak, and y'all are not on time, you're going to lose some of them. Some of their staff going to go, we ain't going to go because they not on time. It's just simple as that. Okay. More food vendors. Again, y'all want Black only food vendors, correct? That's what you asked for. We can only put out who applies. If people don't want to be a food vendor at this event, how can I double or triple the food vendors? That's just what y'all want them to do. You want Rashad out there flipping burgers? I was telling somebody that the other day, do you want Rashad flipping burgers outside? Would that make you feel better? And so what's hilarious is people don't even know how to network versus actually participate in conferences. And I'm gonna break a whole reason why they don't know how to do it. And so you get there, right? You get there, and I'm telling people you need to spend 3, 4, 5 hours of your day in the vendors. Like every time they tell you go out and support the vendors, it isn't for you to just spend money. This is for you to get to know, like, I don't even know how to say this and not insult people. It is for you to get to know the 1,000 real movers and shakers in our community. It's the vendors. It's the vendors. It's the food vendors. It's the food truck man. It's the lady selling soap. It's the lady selling educational materials. It's the lady doing taxes. It's the guy over here who teaches how to make venture capital. It's the guy over here who teaches how to make VCs. It's the guy over here doing credit. These are the actual business people. There were a lot of land development people this year. A lot of development folks in the crowd, right? And again, your whole goal is to go to a conference, not just sit there and listen, like, and hold your cameras up. Because Steve Harvey even made fun of y'all. Steve Harvey, like, y'all don't even clap for people coming out. Y'all so busy trying to hold your damn camera up. Clap. And so then they, oh, okay. You still have old heads right in the front row, still filming, not even clapping. And Steve Harvey telling you to clap. So you're have this dynamic where y'all are treating it like a concert and not realizing what the real value of it is. Okay, so that's a shame. And again, people saying P. Diddy's security was late. I understand. I mean, I don't understand, because we could call up any security company. I mean, I'm just gonna just go there, right? And I didn't even get to go to the vendor food room because somebody gave me their food. I was like, thank you. I'm gonna sit here. I ain't going out there. It's hot. So anyway, which I should have. Another complaint was there not enough murals. There weren't enough InvestFest murals. Now, the year before, they had, I think, maybe 25 different little things all over, like cars, InvestFest, Legos, just all kind of stuff set up as like places you could take a picture. These folks was mad because they didn't have enough stuff for them to take pictures. Well, y'all doing too much. Okay, so another thing, that's enough cons for me. Y'all got on my nerves. There's several people complaining about the cons, right? Let's go towards the pros. The pros, you had 20,000 strong. I think we only had 21, 22,000 strong people there. The vendor marketplace was amazing. If you've been seeing my Instagram, I've been nonstop putting up clips where they just had the best of the best, these amazing booths. Somebody had a whole game show. AT&T bought a van, a Sprinter van, and they charged your phone. They locked it in a lockbox and they charged your phone. Your phone was safe. It was locked up. But you know they was gonna talk to you about AT&T. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. What it do. Okay. So the vendor marketplace just was this thriving, amazing place. And there's people complaining online they didn't even go. That's the funny part. They complaining they didn't even show up. It's getting sad. So lots of folks. Now another pro I thought was great and will help them in the long run is there were so many people with little film guys behind them. So InvestFest ain't no hater. They gonna let you bring your camera guy and all his gear up in that place. You got a camera, big old bulky one. Usually music concerts don't let you bring them kind of cameras because you filming the content, right? But they had allowed so many Black creators to bring actual film equipment. That's why I was like, why are y'all complaining? They doing everything, they can to make this accommodating. And it was inspiring to see so many people film content because that was a move from 2019. I'm gonna just say that. A lot of people that are doing it now, they're a few years late. But it is what it is. Ooh, that's so good. Hold on one second. So my po feet is busted. Now she's gonna go to a massage. Okay. Another thing. This is the tip of the spear. Now, what do I mean? I'm gonna be careful here because I was a virtual host for FidCon last year. Great experience, amazing. Financial Con, which is what it is, but FinCon was there with a booth. Now I don't think y'all understand what that crossover meant, because many people just think it's not that important. Why should we matter? FinCon is what InvestFest was trying to be for mainstream bloggers, the FIRE movement, basically white people. Okay, I'll just go there. And then FinCon started to get 1/3 of its audience be Black, and so it started having to put Black speakers on stage. Well, now Earn Your Leisure is 100% Black, right? And FinCon is buying a booth at it. And I said, you guys didn't pay attention. That's how crazy this space is, that somebody's been doing it 10 years before you and had all the bloggers, because this is different type of mediums, right? Black people are going to be more visual, audio. Sometimes white people are going to read more. Asian people too, don't get mad. Don't get mad. Just accept what I'm saying. Don't fight me on it. And so there's this crossover. Everybody can't be everything to everyone, right? But there was a crossover moment where I'm sitting here looking like, you guys have a booth in their event? Y'all should be one of their sponsors. You should be, again, if you understand, if you're in the financial space and you understand watching the FIRE movement take over YouTube and Finance Con and Card Con and several of these other conferences that I attend every year for the people, not even for the event, but for the people, they were the pinnacle. Like, I hosted there. And I kind of was like, I don't know what else to do. I've hit the pinnacle. I was a host at you guys' thing. I don't know what else, speaking on stage maybe, but I don't need that, right? So again, pinnacle stuff, right? Just the way the pendulum swings back and forth. It just does. It always will, and it just does. So that was something that was just absolutely like mind-blowing to me. Other pros, just the environment. This year, I feel like more people put on clothes. Hear me out. Last year we had more ATL aliens, more I'm here in my slides and baggy clothes. I'm here like I just rolled out of bed. My face ain't even washed. Kind of crowd, with a lot of suit wearing folks. Like it was this year. I felt like the pendulum swing all the way. It was more progressive. More people had on nice outfits. Some were doing too much, but the majority of people dressed like they were going somewhere. And that I enjoyed. And I know people accuse me of respectability politics all the time on the channel, and I don't care. That's right. You shouldn't walk out your house looking like you're homeless. Some stuff is a no-brainer. Okay? It's a no-brainer. What are some other things? I didn't stay for Jeezy stuff. I wasn't looking for rappers or musicians to talk. I didn't care. I didn't even watch P. Diddy talk. I didn't care. Y'all, let me explain with you. When I went there last year, one of the most powerful speakers I felt were Chick-fil-A CEO. He was like, both my parents came out of a single parent home when it was a horrible thing, right? Both his parents, one of them was orphaned to live with the grandma. He was like, we just determined as a family we weren't gonna do that a second time around. And these are how we play the rules. You know what I'm saying? And so I enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? On top of the fact that I had an event myself on Sunday. Because let me tell you, the way I was feeling leaving the beach, y'all, I didn't even want to get in the plane. I didn't even want to get on the plane. I said, nope, I made a commitment. I'm going to come. Right? Listen, Sparkle Sims, this is something I'm about to hit you up on. You look at you reading my notes in my mind. Okay? Listen, it isn't one of the points of freedom is being able to wear what you want and do what you want when you want to do it. Sparkle Sims, this is a pinnacle of what I was getting ready to talk about. Oh, baby, thank you for bringing that up. I'm getting ready to go there. I'm not calling you a dinosaur. I'm not calling you a dinosaur, but this is the point of my talk. We have a progressive Black community and a regressive Black community. In our regressive Black community, there is this emphasis on doing nothing, chilling all day, do what I want when I want. That's financial freedom. That is not financial freedom. I know. I'm so sorry. It's not financial freedom. That is not the definition of financial freedom. That's not what financial freedom means. And so to come out your house and look like you in a wrinkled shirt and wrinkled pants and slides and long socks, like you just rolled out of the bed, that's not financial freedom. Right? And we get really upset with people saying first impressions matter, but they do. They just do, right? So there is the Atlanta Dinosaurs and Cavemen versus the progressive. And no other city in America do you see it more visible, except for maybe Houston. Then there is this contingent of Black people who are like, no, I want to chill. I want to wear goofy shit. I want to have sagging pants from the 1990s. I want to do the goofy shit. And if y'all don't let me do the goofy shit, y'all are haters. That's not true. That's not true. Like, that thinking is dangerous and toxic to yourself, not even to me, to yourself. It's dangerous thinking that way. And let me go with it. Let me go ahead and tell you. Okay. All right. Cause I made notes. Now and I'm going to keep it professional. I'm going to do the notes first. Okay. I'm going to do the notes I have. Cause I got a lot of notes in here, baby. And what's funny is that's one of my notes. Financial freedom is not doing nothing. The more you get into the echelons of actual money, I'm not talking about disability checks. I'm not even talking about military disability checks. I'm not talking about welfare. I'm not talking about Social Security. I'm talking about actual assets that bring reoccurring income to us. To us. To us. That is financial freedom. Having instruments at your disposal. If the police stop you or something happens, you can call the police. You can call an attorney. You don't have to run a GoFundMe to bury your family members. That's financial freedom. Countless times we've seen famous people on the internet showing money and needing a GoFundMe. That's not financial freedom. All right. This obsession with doing nothing is not financial freedom. The obsession with dressing poorly is not financial freedom. I saw this guy, and I saw a bunch of posts on this the past couple of weeks. People showing up to interviews in a plain white tee and blue jeans. Depending on the job. If it's a blue collar job, no problem. If it's a server job, no problem. I remember I showed up in sneakers and khaki pants and somewhere because I had to walk. I was taking a bus and I was walking. And this guy literally said, why are you, what's up with your shoes? In the interview, he was like trying his hardest not to say anything. And I said, well, first of all, this is a management job at a food place. And I had to take the bus today because my car is at the shop. And they didn't have a loaner car down the street. But he was in pure confusion. Like, why is this person in? So if he couldn't hold that back, imagine some of these people going to these job interviews and they're like, there's no way this person can be serious. No way. Now, we can go all the way to the other spectrum. My friend works at Apple. People wear pajamas to work at Apple. Does that person get promoted? No. Will they stay at work and keep getting that 150, 130, 160? For sure. But will they be promoted? Will they be given bonuses? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not financial freedom. Okay. Again, a simple 2 blouses, okay, for women and 2 pair of khaki pants. So you're not wearing the same pants to work every day smelling stank. That's literally like $100 spend, $120. And then on top of that, there's so many nonprofits and charities that actually provide clothes because they know people are homeless and need clothes to go to interviews. Again, if you're a man, and we've actually at our church donated clothes to kids aging out of foster care, right? We'll get 2 button-ups. It costs us $40. It'll give them 4 pair of slacks. It'll cost us about $80 to $150. We'll get that to them and 1 pair of shoes. And tell them, hey, your next paycheck, get you some more shoes. So you don't have to wear your feet out on those shoes. It's not that expensive. It's a choice. And so there's this kind of dynamic, unfortunately, in our community where the regressive Black people are like, I can do anything I want. I can sag, even though that's been out of style for 30 years. They even make pants now that the belt is on your hip, but it makes the pockets are real low to make it look like you're sagging. Because common sense say, I should have on pants that fit my hips. Like this is some caveman shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Caveman shit. Caveman shit. Okay, that's caveman shit. I was at an ATM, and this. I'm being, y'all be thinking I'm trashing Atlanta every time, but I'm not. I'm being really honest. I'm at an ATM, and somebody stinks. I don't know if it's weed. I don't know if it's a sweat stink combination. I was like, damn, somebody stank. Who is behind me in this? This ATM's over here. And so, girls on the phone, cussing, ratchet. Yeah, he effing this, he effing that. And I'm in the line like, oh my God, there's a ratchet behind me. There's a ratchet. I must be on guard. Help me, somebody. There's a ratchet behind me, right? So the Black dude that was at ATM, me and him both look at each other with that face of, who is behind us? With the eyes, just look back and turn back, and we both just finished our ATM transaction. My machine was taking long, so he leave. She coming up beside me, stinking. I don't know if it's weed, if it's butt. I don't know what it is. She stank. And she cussing on the phone. And I'm like, so masculine, so aggressive in a bodysuit on the phone, smelling terrible. And there's a breeze outside and it's blowing in my nose like this. I'm like, what? Where do you live? Why are you living like this in Atlanta? What man will come up to you as you're dressed like this, smelling bad, hair bad, bodysuit on? This is a regressive thinking, y'all. But we do be smelling stank, y'all. We know weed stinks. It just does. If you're not a smoker, you're like, ooh, what's that? And what happens is we have these people left in the 1990s. That's what we have. We have these people that are left in 1995 because they're still talking about warehouse jobs, working for Amazon, and where the party at, and where the clubs at. And I can't believe these bitches want you to take them on a date, right? And so this is regressive. This is a caveman. This is a dinosaur, right? What the anger you see on YouTube right now is dinosaur, caveman, Black men who see people who are attractive, driving Lambos, have access to women, are going on vacations around the world, and they're mad because they're like, damn it, I should have that. Not acknowledging that, what did those people do to have that? They change their clothes. They have skills. They don't work at a warehouse, right? They don't work at a warehouse. Look at it. Look at this. If you're mature and mind your business. If somebody is stinking at an ATM behind me and could rob me, I could be minding my business and still be assaulted. It's not about maturity. It's about, are you coming out of your house smelling like weed and stankness? Okay, anyway, back to the comments. And so you have this regressive entrenchment in our community. It's hardcore oppressed, right? When I see videos on YouTube of black men in Chicago with the gun culture and the sagging, I'm thinking these are old videos from the 90s. No, this is today. So you have ultimate failure communities that are created the second generation or third in some instances of failure community. Failure to launch, failure to grow, failure to adapt. Anything can grow and adapt. Except what? Dinosaurs and cavemen. That's it. They can't grow. They can't adapt. They can't. Right? So I'm at Earn Your Leisure, and I was proud of the women who were dressing very beautifully. I liked that. Very beautiful. And I was like, they got the memo. Don't have my ass cheeks hanging out at the bottom. Put something on that people will feel free to talk to me. Right? Okay? Feel free to talk to me, okay? And so you have this progressiveness of, but here's the problem. If I leave the cave, people won't be my friend no more. That's part of what we have going on. And this is not just the black community. This is an example for Atlanta, because, they make Atlanta be this mecca. But when I start hearing people talking about stripping, weed, gang culture, low income housing, I'm like, oh, baby, your family still doing that? Oh, no. Look, Cobb County. Listen, I heard a lot about Cobb County while I was there. Now, I told Dr. Diamond David and us went to lunch, and I went to like Sandy Springs. And I was like, oh my God, this is very nice. This is nice. Because my intention every time I go to Atlanta is I just keep getting more entrenched into Midtown over and over again. Now I went to the West Side to go check on something, but I literally just stay in my little Midtown over and over again, entrenched, right? And so when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, it's like a caveman. It's like, oh, you still exist? You still buying weed from the weed man when you can have gummies and other products and services? Okay, wow. You don't want to just go to the safe location? Cool, noted. Like caveman dead. And so there's this mentality against work. That's why I put a post up, because they think financial freedom is not working. How can I get quickly to not working? You know where that comes from, right? Low income housing, where you're watching people all day not work and have parties and have food and have subsistence. They had cookouts. They live here. It seems great. Right? And so this mentality has transferred into these children and grandchildren because they haven't seen enough of what real business owners look like. That's just the truth of it. They have not seen enough of what real business people look like. And so when you go to these events, when you get actual jobs that pay more than $20 an hour, you actually start getting in environments where it requires you, one, to put some clothes on that makes sense, requires you to grow. And people will be like, Erica, it costs $20,000 to get new wardrobes. No, it doesn't. You can literally, I wrote this out because I was on Pinterest earlier. And like 7 blouses, and again, women, 7 khaki pants or work pants, 7 work dresses, 7 sterling suits. There's this top this lady makes, these jackets, these blazers, and I love them. And so that's an extra bonus for me. But I just put, how much would that cost? It was like $3,800 to $4,000. Again, depending on the types, because again, you want to have items that you're going to have on rotation. So to act like to move in these spaces, you're going to need so much is insane. And so, I don't know if you guys know this, but online, I've been taking some of the Wharton Business School online stuff. And I bought a couple of the shirts. And I went to, the day before the Atlanta event, I was driving in Buckhead. An old white man bumped into my car. Literally, a white lady opened the door. Me and her both screaming like crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy day in Atlanta. And so I was driving and I saw this sign that says, 6 bottles for $60. So that means each bottle be $10 pops. Now, if you know anything about wine, $10 wine might get your toe down, but it's not the best quality as always, right? So I saw the sign. I said, okay, maybe they got a special. Maybe they're about to close. They need money. Let me go in there. I go in there and I said, listen, I have an event. there's like 45 people. And they immediately send the black guy to me. And I'm like, there's like 45, 50 people. I need this many white wines, this many reds, right? And immediately he's like, oh, like, it was like, oh, this is a real person doing a real business thing. Let me get it together. Let me get it together, right? So he's like, okay, well, man, we're going to get you a box out the back. We're going to pick this, and that. And I said, I want to mix it with these wines you have on special. Because first things first, I won't spend no $30 on wine per bottle for y'all. That's crazy. I ain't doing that. And now, but I did look around the store and they had a black selection. It was Black Girl Riesling. I was like, that's it. Where the rest of y'all black owned wines? They were like, we're getting more. Now, if all of a sudden this woman comes out, and that's no disrespect for her, but she could tell her had plastic surgery. She's dressed in some really nice clothes, and she walked over. And she was just like, oh, da, da, da. What company do you work for? I said, well, I don't want to say, but I work in asset management. And immediately her back straightens up. And the staff are all like, what else can we get for you? What else can we do for you? You know, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I was just like, okay, like, well, da, 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 right? And here's some business cards. Well, I leave, right? And I get my receipt emailed to me, you know, because we got to send to the accountants. Okay, we got to write all this stuff off, right? And I realized who the family owns that store, that wine store, actually owns an exclusive restaurant in town called HF Coleman and Holman. Essentially, it's a location where you're gonna dress up and come in there. They have Oyster Rockefeller. They have a unique little bar. They have it's for some money. It's some money in there, okay? And so I laughed and I tagged them on my Instagram. But once I saw how connected the family was, I was like, oh shit, because the lady immediately was like, well, are you guys doing future events? Do you need a location? And I was like, oh, you can just put your card in the box. Not knowing. She's thinking, I said, well, I'm hosting tech and real estate clients. That's what I told them. And so immediately the lady's like, back is straightened. Well, if you guys ever need a future location, here's this future location. I was like, thank you. Okay. So I get home and I'm actually researching this after I was trapped in the airport for 7 hours in Atlanta the other day. And I'm researching it. And that's how I realized all these people were connected. And they're connected to a very expensive, exclusive restaurant. And the probably the wife of one of the men owned this winery. Maybe the woman that came out to me with the very nice clothes on and the plastic surgery on her face. Like, hello, thank you for visiting my store. You know what I mean? And I loved it. But I thought it was funny they sent the black guy to talk to me. But when the black guy talked to me, I immediately knew, like, this kid is a kid. You can work anywhere in sales. You have a voice. You're tall. Just with your clothes up, you can do whatever in Atlanta. But I just minded my business. Okay. Why is that all important? Because you never know where you're going, who you're talking to, and who you're talking with. And that's why when people play like class doesn't matter, the words out of your mouth will close multiple doors for you faster than you ever think. This part where we've taken down, we're going to private probably like 1,000 videos. And it's not, again, you'll still have access. If you got the link or you see it in the community wall or something, you'll see it, you'll click it. But we're doing it because where we're going and some of the projects we're working on. But this is something, I know I don't have my slides because I was going to do it with slides, but oh well. We have 45 million, actually 48 million. I apologize. I think it's 48 million. They got to update it again. I think we're like 50 plus million at this point in this country, but that's another conversation. So we're at 48 million African Americans. 25 million of them are over 18. So less than half, right? Like almost half. And honestly, I said, you know, if you just do the math on our society and our community, 6 million of our people kind of have to offer themselves up to move up. In order for this whole group of black people in America to thrive, we need about 6 million y'all to push it on up. Now, what do I mean push it on up? I'm talking about income of 70K to about 200,000. Okay. And how is that going to be possible? Through tech, certifications, blue collar trades, medical. That requires your people to be what? Progressive. Not regressive. Not like I'm in this town and they should have factory work for me because that's all I know how to do. I don't want to learn or be retrained to do anything else. That is a dangerous position to be in that you do not want to be retrained. Dangerous. Okay. And so I started doing the math on that. I'm like, okay, 6 million people, where would we get them from? Now, what if I said 300 cities produce 20,000 black people that need to be offered up to be retrained? I literally looked around and I said, yeah, we have about every major city. We have about 20,000 black people ain't doing nothing. About every major city. We can stop playing this game. We got about 20,000 black people ain't doing nothing. they can go on up and be retrained. Now I said that's a little harsh. Let's spread that out across 1,000 cities. Then only 6,000 people per city could be, moved around and educated. Well, then I said, well, Erica, you need to look up how many even cities are in America, which I did. There are 19,000. Somebody put this in the chat. There are 19,495 cities, towns, and villages in the United States. Let me say that again. There are 19,495 cities, towns, and villages in the United States. Out of that number, 310 cities have 100,000 population. Let me say that again. Only 310 have 100,000 population. So guess what? If you don't live in those top 310 cities, that's why we always ask y'all what city and state y'all in. Majority of the time, you live in a small ass town. You live in something 70,000 or less, 50,000 people or less, 20,000. You are in a small town. Jason Aldean, don't try that in a small town. So this argument of like everything's so expensive is comical. It's pure comedy to me. Why? Because I actually looked up, somebody was talking about Nashville the other day, and I've seen several Austin, Texas people leave to go to Nashville. I was like, what is that about? They're like, oh, Erica, the weather and these kids, and I just want to have more of a southern living, because I sneezed somewhere in Austin maybe 2 weeks ago. Nobody said excuse me. I was like, oh, or bless you. I said, what kind of non-southern shit is going on? John said I need to learn to type faster. You got it, John. Listen, there's a 30-second delay. It's okay. And so immediately I say, hey y'all, how's Nashville? Oh, it's too expensive. It's so horrible. It's too expensive. I am a person that's going to type in realtor.com and see what y'all talking about. Tell me why I got to realtor.com. And there were plenty of properties from 175 to about 250. I'm talking about a huge number. So you're telling me two couples together, both making $30K a year, could afford a house for 250. Let's say just one of the couple is making 60K and the other is making 30. Now y'all at 90. Y'all still could afford a $250,000 to $350,000 house. And there were a ton of them on realtor.com. So all this housing inventory people were crying about, it's coming online. They just have decided to keep talking. It's the interest rates. It's my credit. It's this, it's that. Right? Instead of really taking that extreme ownership and being like, I don't want a house. I don't want to cut grass. I don't want to be responsible. I just want to hop from pretty apartment to pretty apartment. And then complain about apartment living. You know what I'm saying? That is something that I see often. And the regressive kind of Americans are like, oh, Bitcoin, get rich quick. Okay, when you get Bitcoin, what you gonna do? I'm gonna hold it till it goes to the moon. Not trying to learn more about it, the technology, the blockchain technology, any of that stuff. Just I'm gonna hold it till it go to the moon because it's a lottery play, right? Or I'm gonna sell things online because it's a lottery play. Or I'm gonna sell courses or be a coach or other things. And you gotta have experience for this stuff. Part of the reason I'm even taking this online Wharton business class is just to wear the Wharton shirt. And when I go to events, golfing and otherwise, wear the Wharton polo for golfing. They got the polos. And when people ask me, oh, yes, I went to Wharton Business School online. Like, if they ask more questions, yes, online. But I literally looked up the alumni ECU chapter for Dallas, Texas, thinking, okay, how many people could it be? It is thousands. And everybody always is introducing themselves on the page. And pretty much every single person there was like, hey, I own one dude was like, I own a Papa John's franchise. One dude's like, I own a Jimmy John's franchise. I own a UPS store franchise. Another person like, I own this franchise. Every single person on there was like, hey, just looking to get to know people, yada, yada. We have one thing in common. We all went to college where? East Carolina University. That's it. Right? But those people in there, in the alumni, are like, if you guys need jobs or need help, let us know. That's why when people say they went to college and it was a waste of money, first thing told me is you have bad communication skills. You have bad networking skills. You didn't want to join things. You didn't want to do. You wanted to lay in your room, go to class, halfway do stuff, complain about the cost of college, and didn't get any benefits from it. Because if you're a poor family, your ass needed to be there doing what? Your ass needed to be there actually in class, networking, apprenticeships, all that. That's all you needed to be doing. That's what it's for. And so we have this, unfortunately, this very regressive Regressive community that is fighting tooth and nail to do what? Retrain, redo anything, wear new clothes, let go of the 1995 life. Y'all just saw the article where the companies are saying we're stop signing rappers. It's too costly. Too many of y'all getting shot, getting murdered. The record sales are trash. The streams are trash. It's throwaway music. We're gonna make more money going back to what? R&B and Afro pop. That means Africans, Nigerians, anybody but your black ass, okay? Making music with them. Because we know what? They gonna come in here and be about your business. So, as you see, the more regressive you want to be, clothes, hair, skin, nails, all that, the more regressive you want to be, you better be real hardcore on entrepreneurship. You better be real hard on owning a franchise or owning a business that you can run. Because you got a lot of young people, they don't have any skills, so they're willing to work with you and work for your company to get those skills and get a paycheck. But again, you're gonna have to be training them because there's adults out here untrained in anything. Apprenticeships used to be that. You used to just follow your father around at his job or whatever he did as a plumber, a baker, or whatever. And people act like, well, that was in the 1920s. No, that was in the 1960s and 70s. I know people who own bus companies to this day in North Carolina because their daddy owned a bus company, and then his daddy owned a bus company because they were fighting against racism in North Carolina. The grandson is just like, well, I just own these shuttles and transport people to the airport, because grandpa did it. He doesn't even understand the true nature of why this whole thing started. He's so many generations down. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, because your grandpa was fighting racism. He was trying to make sure black people could get places. And so when you don't teach the kid, they lose that, right? My nephews right now are at their grandpa's car shop and oil change tire locations, learning actively on the job. The other day, he talked to me about he wanted to buy this franchise. And I said, well, we want money. And he like, well, you got money. You got money, auntie. And I'm thinking, excuse me? But at least he's thinking at freaking 16 years old, well, like, I can just keep continuing to do this, or I could buy a franchise and then expand. He ain't even talking about college. We're having to convince him via tricking some money. Hey, we'll pay for it. We just need you to get 1 or 2 little certifications so you can have a combination and you have exposure to college life. Hey, will you take these golf classes so I can take you with me to these golf events? He's like, maybe. He's kind of shrugging shoulders like, maybe. Right? Because you have this training. The kid already knows. I can own a business and people come to me and give me money. I can own this lawn cutting business, put 2 other young guys in a truck and let them drive around the city and cut lawns. What I need college for? And that's where you guys have to understand, when you start training these young people to think about business in that way, that's what a lot of these other families have done for years. For years. There's so many people I get on the phone with and talk about owning a little service business. They're like, oh yeah, just get you 2 young guys and put them out there and get them to work. It's like normal conversation. So when you start talking to young people who are like, oh, I'm looking for a job. Do you have LinkedIn? No. Is your resume done? No. How many jobs you applied today? Like 1 or 2. Baby, they failing you as an adult, as a child. They failed you. You somewhere along the line, you ain't picked up the information. What's going on? So I had some more notes, but I'm trying to find them. Anyway, long story short, let me go through some of y'all comments. But ultimately, I thought the InvestFest was great. Well, you have to start. What they're going to have to start marketing to next year is why you should go to InvestFest. What does InvestFest do for a businesswoman or businessman? Why would I, as a business person, want to even go to InvestFest? What will it offer me, right? And so that's something they're going to have to work on their marketing really hard next year and be like, why you need to come to InvestFest? You need to come to InvestFest because you're going to meet other business owners. You're going to interact with other opportunities, other businesses on your same level and above. The VIP experience is going to be amazing. You're going to be in a much quieter setting with a select group of business people. And what I loved is, watching, just watching people who are really famous online, seeing them in person and realizing they are 5'3" man. Boy, I holler. There's like 3 or 4 people that I was like, they hot on Instagram and they're walking around this place, 5'3", 5'4", and it's not short shaming, but nobody knew who they were. Right? Like they looking at them like, well, you look familiar. And nobody knew who they were, right? It's the same thing when I was going around Atlanta. I asked people at the airport, my Uber driver, I asked people at the hotel. I'm talking to everybody black I could find. Just because I've been interacting, like, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? You're just in line at food places. And I'm like, yeah, I'm here for INVESTFEST. They're like, what? Yeah, INVESTFEST. What? Who? I said, earn your leisure? Who? What? I'm showing them on the phone. They're like, okay, is there a party afterwards? Regressive black people. Is there a party afterwards? Is there a party I can get to? Where the party at? Is there a party later? Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm wanting to laugh and cough at the same time. That ain't gonna work. Hold on. All right. And so when we hear these people talking crap about Earn Your Leisure and INVESTFEST, my first answer to them is create something yourself. Why don't you create it? Why don't you create an INVESTFEST? Why don't you create an event? Because what happens is they realize they will get the same scrutiny. That's what I'm saying. Every time I come on YouTube and somebody has a channel where they're just knocking people all day long, it's so funny to me because I go, well, you do it. Let me see you do it. Somebody put in the comments here, oh, Erica, it's in bad form for you to have your event on Sunday night and the INVESTFEST isn't even over. I mean, that's bad form. No, it's not. Because guess what? We had 57 people pay to come and we still were missing like 12, 13 people. I'm okay. If you want to go and listen to Jeezy, I'm good. If you want to go hang around and stand around outside and be like, yeah, I was so great standing out here, instead of being in a room with people who are actually moving and shaking in life, we didn't need you. We didn't need you. You good. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your day, right? Because there's always going to be a critique. There's always, Erica, you could have did this better. Your audio could be better. Your video could be better. This could be better. You could do this better. Listen, I don't care what you think I could do better because done is better than perfect. And so many times we see so many people saying what they could do better. Let me see you put an event on and do better. I've seen Dr. Boyce Watkins have to pull out 30 damn people to come on his event for his event to sell out. There's a lady, Michi X, right now talking big crap about INVESTFEST. She didn't come. And she mad because she's selling her event with 30 people on stage for $150 a pop. That's your problem. Nobody else's problem. Anything you want to create out here, you can create it. And let me see you promote it. And let me see you do what you do. Right? Let me see you do it. That's why when people attack me on these comments, I be laughing. I be like, baby, every time I see y'all attack me on the comments, I just laughing. Right? Erica, why do you post these bad engagement forms? Because there's so many cavemans in the algorithm. That YouTube, if I post something bad, YouTube's like, here, cavemen. Here, cavemen. And so y'all like, oh, I'm me mad with you, Erica. One of my posts has like 300 comments on it. I'm like, what? These are the same people that are ghost when it's anything informational, educational, business related, because they have no skills. They have no skin in the game. They don't have it. They don't have it. Right? What are you doing? So when I post the silly stuff, it's because guess what happens? I get put in that person's algorithm on YouTube. And then I'll post all my posts after that are tax liens and educational and buy these courses. And here, book a call with me on the phone. And I'll literally have people booking calls, buying courses who've never watched a video. Yeah, I saw your community wall post and I actually looked on it and I actually thought it was pretty good. I was two of the last people that just bought our courses. That's the first thing they said. I just found you in the community wall, floating in the community wall. Now, what does that mean? YouTube is pushing certain content and pictures and community posts where they see fit. So yes, the videos are from my people. They're for y'all, for sure, no problem. But in general, it's just a technique to reach more people. That's all. So y'all be getting real and say, Erica hates black men. Even though she's getting married to a black man and her kid's gonna be black, but she hate black men. Dude, when I fill out my government contracts, it says black and Indian on it like everybody else. What are you talking about? Again, this is where this mindset of you're so polarized. It's a regressive thing. If I ask you what has Biden done for you, you must like Trump. Baby, wait, you didn't answer the question. What has Biden done for you? See what I'm saying? We have a real regressive community of people that are complaining. They're throwing rocks. They're like, boo, we don't like a bunch of cavemen. Just a bunch of regressive people that, again, no matter what y'all say about them Haitians, no matter what y'all say about them Nigerians, they come in and they don't play. They come in and listen, they building Samsung out here in Thorndale. They getting ready to bring 10,000 Koreans. They done told the city. The city's like, we don't have enough housing in Thorndale. We can't even give enough permits for them to build 10,000 houses, much less have 10,000 Koreans come here. Samsung's like, that's not our problem. Y'all gave us the incentive. Y'all better figure it out. Y'all better start giving. You better start giving some permits. Sorry about you. Now, if you heard what I said, if you was just paying attention, if you were smart, you were here in Texas, you'd figure out how to get to that city I'm talking about and build some houses, wouldn't you? That's for y'all. That's a tidbit for y'all. But again, that's why I said when people say, oh, everything you should do, go come here to Florida, go to New York, go to here. I could make millions of dollars right here in Texas. I don't have to leave. You just got to get in where the land is. It's like they're just throwing houses up like, and people still coming. That's why when I hear this complaining and stuff, I'm not going to move from here. I'm going to live in some little town with 10,000 people in Ohio. Great. Stay there. The strongest thing I suggest to you, though, if you have kids, is this a place your kids are going to continue to live with you? Do you have anything to even offer your kids? Do you have anything to offer your spouse? I mean, there was a guy complaining about being in Chicago and saying he can't get women. And I remember Kevin Samuels was like, where you live? Well, I live with my mom and my sister. First of all, that's why. It's not about Chicago. It's you and where you live. Well, it's so expensive here. We'll move somewhere else. Oh, I don't want to do that. That most of the stuff we're hearing out there can be solved that way. When we ignore classism, when we ignore the opportunities that certain jobs provide us, that's on y'all. I hear so many people being so stressed out about parenthood, and the truth of the matter is, again, I know you don't like it. If you're married and if you have enough money to what? Schedule vacations, schedule massages for yourself, schedule health care for your children, you're usually good to go. That's why some people live in these small towns, because they're like, I can afford to stay here. I can't afford to go nowhere else. And that's okay. Make the best of it. That's all I'm saying. Let me read some of your comments here. Shoot, Grant Cardone tickets are like 10K. Yeah, Grant Cardone is $2K, $1,000 a pop off rip. $5.99. So he can afford to give y'all all the free water you want. Now y'all complain about free water, you lost me. That's the only thing y'all lost me on, because everywhere there was coffee stands all over the place. There was ice. People were selling water outside, juices. All the juice stands had ran out of juice. Now that was my only problem. Because black people all of a sudden think, tummy tea and detox. You got pineapple juice? I'm gonna drink the pineapple juice and detox my body. That's my only complaint. It was like, damn, y'all ran out of juices? All the juice people ran out? I mean, if you're a black person and you wanna you wanna make money in a holistic space, man, just sell some lemonades and juices. For real, everybody thinks it's a hustle. Oh, they just all trying to sell lemonade. Nah, I mean, you really have actual black people who have not, for whatever reasons, their parents haven't taught them how to eat right or work out or any of that stuff. They just in bad shape, bad physical health shape. You start talking about detoxing and teas, man, you can make a lot of money. I just bought a $329 tea set. This girl made her concoction. She's a doctor, a lady doctor, and she's like, hey, this is just, I partnered with a holistic trainer, and this is a tea we recommend. I said, girl, just say it. Say you a doctor, you do fibroid surgery, but you partner with this tea company and it's gonna make money. $329, y'all, for 4 different big combination teas and some other stuff. It was a bundle. And I was like, I know she makes millions. Because you can actually get it on subscription. So I'm thinking, imagine somebody's on subscription buying these teas. And she a doctor. She making bank on bank. But that's another conversation. I'm gonna keep it moving. Salute to Erica, Dr. Dick, Sub-Zero, and Diamond Dave. Great event. Authentic people who are here to help y'all out. Yeah, I think the best part of the event was when I told y'all I had never met Dr. Dix in person. Y'all were like, what? Never. I thought Dr. Dix was 5'5". Then he come in there tall as hell. I said, damn, you about as tall as Diamond Dave. When Diamond Dave said he played basketball online, I was like, okay, yeah, okay. Then I met him in person. I'm like, oh yeah, you look like a basketball player. You look like you just finished dunking on somebody yesterday. Great guy, full of great information. He has an event coming up. You better catch that link, because when he sell out, he only doing a small room of people. He ain't playing with y'all. So I'm very grateful to anybody who sponsors or helps put the events together. Your Tech Homeboy, thank you for providing our super chat. The spike of your comments you get on your community wall about relationships. Why folks playing? I'm telling you, because they have nothing to, like, if I post up, Erica, that must be a tabloid, a gossip magazine. No, this is a government study from the CDC. No, this is from them studying 4 years of the effects of the vid. Or this is what's, these same studies are telling you not to put your babies in daycare. Oh, they lying? Or you just want to put your baby in daycare to give you a break because you're not properly prepared or set up, right? So anytime I put stuff on the community wall, it's like you got to do a little sugar, a little salt. And I laugh because I'd be like my life won't change. Yours will if you don't make adjustments. Like I can go put on a Wharton business shirt and go over here and get a different company to work with. This is all like in the Tony the Closer, I put it in my wall in a short. Tony Closer hugging him 500, like they did a little brother hug pat. Y'all, at this level, it's all competition. It's not competition with us. It's collaboration. And if you didn't notice that, you see that. But our culture runs off this old 1995, Tupac versus Biggie Smalls, beefing. I'm going to get on by beefing with you and talking about you and saying you're a scam. Eventually, you have to make real money. Eventually, you have to run real businesses. That's just is what it is. The only problem with the Jay Morrison thing coming up is like he gonna try to come ask for some more money. And brother, you can't right now. You gonna have to go, build some new construction and cash them out and sell them or something. Because people ain't playing with that. Not if you say you're in real estate, you gotta actually produce at some point some real estate. Right? Like we're for our tax lien and tax deed class this fall. We're going to some auctions. I'm going to record it. Kamari's going to help me record it in Detroit. We're going to post it up there and show y'all what we're doing. Because there are people who are literally buying land lots, doing a few things, getting the permits, getting some architects to write up the plans, turn around and selling that shit for 3, 4, 5 times what they bought it for. But y'all not ready for that part. Y'all not ready for the entitlements conversation. So let me keep it moving. Let me go up here and see y'all comments. I know y'all mad I'm talking bad about Atlanta, but Atlanta is a magical place and an interesting place of retro caveman. Because at the end of the day, I was out there and I was at this hotel. I always choose different new hotels, always in Midtown when I come. So that's why y'all ain't never gonna try to catch me. I ain't worried about it. You try to catch me, that's fine. It is called Kipton Shane. Beautiful boutique. Very lovely food. I mean, basically, the building beside me was brand new. I recorded content for it. It's brand new. It's empty, but they got a patio, plaza. Like, they gonna have these New Yorkers down here. I'm leaving the hotel Monday, and there's these 2 white people, clearly with multiple dogs. And I'm like, okay, here they come, right? And so immediately, they were talking about, oh, yeah, my sorry if our dog scared you. I'm like, oh, it is what it is. And I hear their accents. It's from New York. And I go, oh, you guys down here for an event? Oh, no, we're moving to Atlanta from Manhattan. We're just looking at houses. So we'll be back in about 2 more weeks to look at more houses. And I go, listen, they build the Midtown for them. Georgia Tech, they building the Midtown to make Georgia Tech builder. They're not building Midtown for y'all. It's not for y'all at all. It's for young progressives. It's for yuppies. Right? So even when I drove, was it Buckhead? There were like 3 or 4 roads I drove on with these old 1950s, 1940 big houses, long driveways. I was like, oh yeah, I'd pay for this. Even when we had our mixer, that neighborhood and the one beside it were 2 different neighborhoods. Barely by an inch, right? And I was like, oh, I'd buy a house over here in a minute. All the houses are 1.5 in that neighborhood. Some of them a little less, but most of them 1.5. Asia saw it was like, that's an $800,000 house. I'm like, no, it ain't. Not with this yard, not in Atlanta, not with this much yard. And so, there's so many pros and cons. A1 said I'm whack for not inviting him to his meet and greet. A1, I've been talking about his meet and greet for 3 weeks at least. You won't even come. You won't even come into Atlanta. Journey to Jasmine. That's my whole thing. Free water where? Where water ever been free? It's water free at Beyonce concert. I ain't seen it. Exactly. The security weren't even, listen, the security was black folks, older black, this is something I'm gonna tell you a moment that kind of made me sad. Older black folks is the security. Okay, honey, yeah. Let me see your bag. Okay, keep going. They didn't care. You got a water bottle. You could have had alcohol coming in there, wouldn't care. But there was a moment where I was a little sad. There was an older black man and an older black woman, and they were on the cleaning crew, and they were pushing a cart, and they were looking around and looking around, and I'm standing over there because I was getting ready to go to the bathroom, and the lady was like, "So what y'all talking about in there, honey?" And I was like, "Oh, we're just talking money, how to start businesses and stuff." That's good. That's a lot. That's good. And it just was those moments where you're watching these two people who are clearly like 70 years old. Like, it's black people to be looking old. We got to be damn near 75. And it was like an older, tall, black skin black man and an older black woman just looking around with the big eyes, like, wow, like, wow. And they were on the cleaner crew. And every time I've ever gone to a conference or a convention and I see black people in the cooking area or black people cleaning, I'm always torn because I'm like, if I was a cleaning lady, I'm going to make myself be in the room listening, figuring out what are they talking about. I'm going to listen. And same thing with the people that do the food. I'm always like, when I was at US Open, the black people are just blah, 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 blah. They're not even listening. I was at Grant Cardone convention in Miami, and you can hear everything loud as day. You got a free convention. Free. And the black people were there talking about, yeah, what you got shot last weekend. I couldn't believe that, girl. He was over there in Miami. Yeah, me too, girl. And I'm thinking, you're at a free $1,000 event. And you talking about who shot who in Miami? If you don't shut your stupid ass up and listen to this conversation. But that's how deep you got to be that you're like, no, I'm not coming out the cave. I'm not leaving my people because I'll be behind. I'll be alone. Listen, so many people came up to me during InvestFest like, oh, I love your cowboy hat. I love that you're being you. And at first I thought people were making fun of me, joking me, because I look good as hell right now. I'm good. And even some people, Nas was like, you're the only person with a cowboy hat. And I was like, no, there's 7 of us. I counted. But that's a whole nother culture. That's why when people say something for black people, I go, there's so many little subsets of black people. If you go to Birmingham, Alabama, or anywhere down here, there's a ton of black cowboys. Shit, there's a ton of black cowboys in Atlanta. There's a ton of black cowboys all over the Southeast. Wearing cowboy hats, wearing boots, the whole 9, pickup trucks. Like, that's how far behind our people are that they see somebody doing something different, just a little bit. They're like, huh? Like Caveman. Like, oh, you wear hats. That is crazy. Like, what? Where the fuck are you from? What caveman backward ass place are you from? Oh no, baby, we got society about to leave you behind. I was somewhere and it was a corner store and it was bumping. And I'm thinking, please, y'all, don't stop by this corner store. I was riding with some people. But the corner store had a sign, take EBT and cash. Machine is down. So I'm thinking, okay, the machine is down. Nobody should be buying anything. No, they was in there buying it. Cash, cash, cash. In a world of places that are getting away from cash and going to the debit cards, that's what's going to go. A lot of them people, they're going to be left behind. And I'm a pro use cash money because cash money, pennies, dimes is actual legal tender, but again, I went to a movie Friday, a pop and a popcorn, $19. My supper at Taco Bell, $17, $300 a bargain. Yeah. I think somebody filed an ADA compliance with the event, but there were elevators everywhere. Like, you could have got upstairs, downstairs to a bathroom, anywhere. I saw multiple women in wheelchairs. I saw multiple men in wheelchairs, and scooters. I saw people in scooters. Like, this dude had a broken leg and he had a scooter. I mean, I saw people who were like 500 pounds fucking walking around that bitch. I thought, boy, you about to die. Listen, I was walking the first day. This girl was real big, and she walked past me like walking fast. I said, damn, I need to walk faster. And that's why my sock fell down on my cowboy boots, trying to keep up with her ass. But that's a whole nother conversation. I definitely seen the backlash about the fest. They were saying it was more a concert than a knowledge transfer. Listen, if you're going to a conference, no, I can't let them do that, because they've given nonstop free information for years. And the people that come literally do the same, whether it's Tyler Perry or whoever. It's just nonstop. I don't think Puffy was late. Security was backed away. Well, somebody was 3 hours late, but I don't think it was Robert Smith. Brandy, who do you think was 3 hours late? Somebody was 3 hours late, and they wrote in a news article. And I was like, of all the things y'all could write, this is what y'all write. People don't know how to manage expectations. Exactly. I met a nutritionist that I'm working with, a vegan meal plan. Yeah, there was some vegan. Listen, the Hoteps was there. The Hoteps was selling books. They were selling vegan knowledge that was there. Every facet of Black America was there. There's a family called the Fampreneurs. It's like entrepreneurs, but put FAM in front of it. And I couldn't find them. And so I posted a post on Instagram. And the family is doing a gala, a Bridgerton inspired gala at FitCon's event, October 12th to 15th. They're going to do it on the 15th. I'm going to New Orleans just so I can wear Bridgerton ball gear. I literally am. I wasn't even going to FitCon this year until I heard that. I was like, wait, y'all going to be doing what? A Bridgerton ball in New Orleans? You tell me less, say less. I'll be there. I'm going to be there dressed up for the ball. I don't know if we're going to do a Louisiana, New Orleans event, but we're going to do something. Because I was like, that's all I need to hear. I loved it. Vendor and food room was 10x better than last year. I loved it. Yeah, last year they had vegan food. They had everything. VetCon is pretty good. Event 2. So here's the thing. If you guys go, I talk about all the time. It's called 10 times 10times.com. You go look on there. There's countless. What is he doing tonight? There are countless events on there that you can see, and pretty much if you really want to load your calendar up with one event a month, you could do one event a month, and if you just spend the rest of the month following up with the people you already met, man, by the end of the year your whole life would change. That's just the truth. Right? Like me just following up with the people we just met at the last 2 conferences, I was exhausted, but it's completely changed my life. So Trump raps on his fire. Yeah. Being decent and grooming oneself is not respectability politics. I mean, it's really crazy. People are like, Erica, you're playing respectability politics. And I'm like, you're looking homeless is not cool. I don't know where we thought in Black community that's cool to look disheveled, to look extremely wrinkled. And I'm not always dressing extremely the best, but literally I just invested almost $2,000 in some jackets and some blazers and stuff, because I just know that I know what happens when you walk in somebody somewhere, anywhere with athletic wear on. White woman or Black woman, they just looking at you like, damn, you're in there in these yoga pants. What the fuck are you running errands? What are you doing? It's a way you're holding yourself. It's way too back. Todd Millie, I gave him a hard time. Y'all can tell him I tell this, but he was there, and I know suits, I know active, and I said, "Why are you wearing a fall winter suit?" He said, "What? I said, your material of your suit is a winter suit." Oh man, I just picked this, and I realized immediately. So many people wouldn't even know that he had a winter suit on, because they don't even know what a regular suit is. They don't even try. Steve Harvey made that whole viral moment where he was like, you need just 5 suits, a brown one, a blue one, a black one, a cream one, and you can rotate 300 plus outfits. It's the same with women. If you go on Pinterest all day, you literally can pick 10 items and you can rotate them all year long. But people don't want to hear that. They want to complain about the cost of clothes. When I went to FitCon last year, many white folks, they look like, so they had the Hawaiian shirt thing going on, and I was like, why are y'all wearing these Hawaiian shirts? I'm part of the fire movement. I'm financially free. I'm like, no, you look crazy. We ain't in Hawaii. This ain't a vacation. What are you doing? So, not Toya Sprinkle. I saw club wear there that I've even seen. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. When using ignorance for a tool, everything else is irrelevant at that point. John T. Molly's Dress for Success and his other books, still great books. He did cutting edge research on how you dress is so important, right? And it's because of the world we live in. We're in such a casual world where everybody's like shorts and Crocs, and that you just put on a little bit of something else. And our little church group did it. We go out and do suits and scotch, right? The girls will wear black dresses, and the guys will wear suits. And people thought we worked for Congress here in Austin, Texas. They're like, are y'all from the Congress? Are y'all interns? What, do y'all work for Congress? Are y'all from down the street? We're like, no, it's for an event. Oh, I mean, Austin's really on steroids on wearing super casual. So like, I would go places with a dress on, and people be like, you look really great. Are you going to work? Like, it'd be the weirdest. responses. I'd be in line getting tacos and just be like, no, I just have a dress on, like an adult would, So that's how bad it is in our society that if women, like, I mean, literally, what's her name that talks about femininity? What's her name? Not April Mason. What's the white girl that's over in Europe pretending like she living big, but she live in like a small part of Spain? Whatever the white lady is that fell out with the fancy black girl, she literally talks about how you dress, like just the lipstick. It's the little stuff, the lipstick, the nails, the shit that's just too over the top. That's when they're like, yeah, I'm trying to read a rich man. No, you're trying to meet a dummy. You're trying to meet an athlete. You're trying to meet a goofy goof that don't know no better. You're not trying to meet a CEO because you ain't golfing. You ain't at banquets. You're not at galas. You're not at the events where they be at. You're not volunteering. So you're not trying to meet a rich man. You're trying to meet a dummy that you can kind of hit a lick on. There's a difference. Not as quiet as kept. Appearance affects how people treat you. Grocery store, boardroom, otherwise, fighting that reality is an uphill battle. Yeah, it's a real fight, right? Like, oh, I see rich guys all the time in hoodies. What that mean? You're not white. Why you keep telling me that? Well, this white guy over here wears a hoodie. I remember this guy was calling and arguing with Kevin Samuels about he's 40 years old and he shouldn't have to dress like that for people to give him respect. And he's gonna wear his hoodies. Okay, then you've decided. You want people to treat you casual. That is what it is. Even Todd Millie said when he retired, like semi-retired for a year or two, and was outside, he realized people treated him very different. I'm like, that is what it is. I can't imagine being outside my house running into somebody that could change my life and I look wow. Like even the black men that had the 19 Keys bands on, majority of them had their pants pulled up, black shirt, or button up and looked a certain way. Now there were some ones that looked homeless looking, and I was like, did you just buy the headband? Because you ain't looking discipled or disciplined at this moment. What's going on, brother? What's going on? I had 3 rounds of interviews for a tech job I have now. I was white shirt and tie all 3 interviews. Image is key. Yeah. Yeah, all clothes can be cheap. Sagging pants drives me crazy. Old Navy, Gap, and Banner Republic have sales at least 3 times a month. Boy, they wear me out in them emails. I mean, in Atlanta, stank. So stank that the air is blowing. I'm like, I'm at the ATM. I shouldn't smell you behind me. That's whoa. Every time I rag on ATL, I get pushback. I don't care. It's wretched. Well, I mean, there's parts of Atlanta that reminds me of DC. Just DC, like when I'm driving in traffic in Atlanta, I'm like, oh, look at this DC traffic. But there's more Altimas and less BMWs. That's the difference. And somebody hit you in DC, you might get some good money. It's not cool. Even if it was a man that's musty and looking disheveled. Like I was at the airport at Chipotle and they had dreadlocks. And like this, the dreadlocks are over his eyes like this, and the hat's on top. And I said, what the hell are you doing? Pull your hair back, put it in the butt, just tie it up for the night. You at work. Like you got dreadlocks hanging over your eyes and a hat, a Chipotle hat put on top. Like literally, this how his dreadlocks was, y'all. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Boy, if you don't put them damn hair back out your face looking stupid, I can't. I can't. I'm talking about weed smelling, spandex. I mean, it was just too much. Yeah, it's just too much. It was too much. Warehouse game is dead. I meet people who move from Detroit here to Dallas and be like, I'm here because I got this job at this warehouse. Didn't you see that shit is dead in Detroit and you here doing it? The only people from Detroit that are thriving are people that know how to work on houses. You meet them men all the time. Construction sites out on the airport. There's a guy painting inside the airport. Got a Chicago Bulls hat on every time I see him. I was like, dang, must have just left. It's regressive. They rather think it's a conspiracy than acquire the knowledge to have or do more. Even today, they sold the replays for $99. There's gonna be some black people like, why can't they give the refunds for free? Even Grant Cardone knows his replays for free. $99 ain't nothing. $99 times. Let's just go there. 10,000 people buy the refunds for $99. That's pretty good money. It's pretty good money. It smells horrible, but they think it doesn't blowing in the air. Whew, good gracious. He said, yes, the ladies look beautiful. They did. They look beautiful. I'd rather have a science and engineer career than warehouse. Well, even now, I'll meet men and say, oh, I'm trying to be project management. And then you ask them where they try to be project management, back at a warehouse. And you'd be like, baby, you're going to have to let that go. You're going to have to be able to project manage it in a room, white people, Asians, whoever, like wherever you are. You got to figure out how to navigate. Now, some people say, Erica, you don't understand the racism and prejudice we experience at our workplaces. And you ain't there to have friends. And you can job hop. You're there to work. I don't know why y'all think everywhere y'all go, y'all supposed to have some friends at work. Friends come from your outside life. But here's the problem with our community. We aren't volunteering. We aren't in co-ed sport groups, right? There's soccer and kickball teams in every city in the United States, right? We're not going to happy hours. We're not on meetup.com. Why? A couple of reasons. We got kids. We got to babysit them. We don't have our finances set up right. We don't have our credit set up right. These are all things that are monetary that can be fixed with money. Nobody wants to hear that part. Nah, you straight. You fine. The streets is dead. Yeah, the streets is dead. And these people is listen, when I watch videos talking about the coming collapse, I laugh, but not in a good way. I just laugh and go, what are y'all talking about? Like, if you got skills, if you're a nurse, you're still gonna be making nurse money. That's why when I hear people all the time say, I moved to Charlotte and they don't pay no money, or I moved to Atlanta, they don't pay nothing. I'm like, you ain't got no real skills. Are you a teacher? No, I'm not a teacher. What do? I was a receptionist up north and I made $25 an hour. Baby, a caveman could do that. An android could do that. We in the Star Wars era. The Clone Wars is happening right now. Anybody can do that. Shit, I can put a 15-year-old in front of a phone and figure out how to answer it. The cave woman could do that. You better figure out some real skills. This guy told me if you move to Charlotte or Atlanta and you can't get a call center job, I'm gonna just tell you like this. He said, you ain't trying. I'm gonna say it that way. She said, I stay on my side of town, down in the country. I moved to Cobb a decade ago, holding fast. Listen, get in where you can. Losers always got excuses every day. Wardrobe basics. It's just basic. Like this one piece, I don't want to go back to work in an office and have to buy clothes. All this crying about buying clothes, you was still buying clothes while you home. Y'all still buying spandex. You're still buying yoga pants. You should be switching all your yoga pants to cotton material at this point. You've read enough articles about what it does to your body and the hormones, but I ain't gonna fight with you. I ain't gonna fight with y'all. I had to personally throw out all these yoga pants that are like, oh, the material is dangerous for you. That's why your hormones fucked up, but that's another conversation. Y'all not ready for that. Let me see what else I got in here. Real quick, let me see what else I got in here. Hit the one in the comments if you enjoyed the commentary so far. Companies are offering free tech certificates, Microsoft, Amazon, EC Council, Coursera. Listen, I'm right now on LinkedIn, doing hours a day of LinkedIn and HubSpot. Just stacking it, just adjusting my LinkedIn. Somebody asked me, do I do LinkedIn tips or whatever? I don't know. We might make it like a 15-minute link or something where I could just send me $20 or something and I'll go over your LinkedIn and tell you what you need different or something. I don't know. Something cheap, but nothing. If you want a deep dive into stuff, that's just do a consult call. Because a lot of times I look at people yelling and I'm like, what is this shit? What do you got on here? Within first year attending college, you need to check career service to see what resources like alumni internships your school has. Exactly. I'm literally doing the same, going back to school, applying to top MBA for the school sweatshirt. No, I'm not even doing a full MBA. I'm just doing enough little online courses that I can put on the shirt. And if somebody asks me, oh yes, I was in the finance program at Wharton. They don't know it was 6 months. They don't know that. They just heard me say I'm in the finance program. Now, if they want to be nosy and Google, they can. But at the end of the day, I got a Wharton shirt on. I'm playing golf. That's all you need to know. And I know there's just levels to this. And that's a problem too with our Black entrepreneurship kind of movement is I just want to be in my house with my kids and my sweats and really long nails and I'm chilling and I sell some shit online, right? But there's no actual growth of like I am now more investor savvy. I'm more skilled here or there. There's a lack of any kind of producing skills, right? The specialization is for animals. It's not for people. Just saying, I just know how to do this one thing. That works for animals, not people. And people really don't want to hear that, but that's dinosaur thinking. Well, I work in a warehouse driving a forklift. Baby, I drove a forklift at Lowe's. You can do that. You can learn how to drive a forklift in 2 minutes. In about 25 minutes, you can learn. It ain't that hard. So how fast do you think that skill gets replaced? When I see pickup trucks, I see a man or woman pulling down $250K a year, generalization, but you definitely don't have to do. Yeah, you don't have to do it. Eric, I'm cracking up. You were speaking the truth. I live in ATL and no one really knew. It was I'm telling you. Everybody I kept running to was like, what's happening? But this is a testament to digital real estate. I keep trying to tell y'all, you literally can create a whole audience here online. But can that audience go where you want them to go? Will they meet you in Atlanta? They have 50 people at a house. Will they meet you in New York? Will they meet you? That is the difference of an actual business and just an online following. It's a business when you can convert it to dollars and they actually come out of your house. That's why Fresh and Fit, no, they can't do it. Like Fresh and Fit being demonetized, that's it. They cannot get people to come get on their Rumble. Not the same number of people. They can't get people to come see him live nowhere. DJ Academics couldn't get him 20 people to come see him live. And yet he supposedly has 8 million followers. This is a lot of young boys that aren't like even old enough to vote or put money in. So again, don't get lost by these stupid numbers online. Yeah, you know why? You know when people make sure, when people start saying, oh, I just want soft living. I just want to live in an affordable city. I'm going to move out to the country. I just want to have fun. Because what happens is they realize, in order for me to live like that, I'm going to have to make an educational sacrifice. And their mindset is like stuck in the like, well, I don't want to go back to college. If y'all know how many times I've talked to people and they say, well, I don't want to go back to college. I'm like, you're not going to college. You can pay for a certification class. You can go to a boot camp for a week and get certified. What are you talking about? What? Because they're still in that old 1995 mindset that I have to go back to college and miss work for 2 years to get some degree. That's old thinking. No, I literally was in Midtown. I was in the airport. I was talking to everybody. I was at several places. I was like, what's going on? I'm glad you had a great time at the mixer. Let me see what else I got here real quick. I mean, it's Jeezy. If people didn't come, I was like, I'm fine with that. The mixer was everything. Great conversations was had. It was very cerebral. I'm saving my airline points to fly to her next one. Thank you. I appreciate it. You got to avoid the complainers. Come back from the mixer with ideals for my business. Good. My last video on my tech channel is definitely booming. YouTube is definitely pushing certain topics. Oh, for sure. Hardcore. We're getting ready to restart 2 channels. See if we got one deleted. We know what we did wrong. We're gonna fix it. But I'm telling y'all, like YouTube is a business, but you have to remember you have to convert, right? Convert. So anyway, okay. Okay, so I guess that's all the comments I had left in there. So, you guys, this is your girl Erica, Classy Clown Blog. I hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel and comments and super chats and likes. This is your girl Erica from the Classy Clown Blog. Have a wonderful evening. I hope you enjoyed my commentary on INVESTFEST. If you did, drop a 1 in the comments before we go on out of here. And I hope we can always provide more events. I think we have a few positions on our calendar for consults left open, and we'll put those links in the community wall as we get ready for, you know what, the fall. We're going to get ready for what? An event possibly in Las Vegas. I speak in Detroit September 7th. I have I have an in-person interview with Anton Daniels, so I don't know if he'll let me have a few people come in there. If not, we're just going to do it, me and him, and just have a cool interview. I have some more studio time booked with some other cool people around October when I'm at Vid Summit. So listen, we get in the room with some heavy hitters now, y'all. We're going to get y'all some good content, and I hope you guys will enjoy. This is your girl Erica from the Classic Clown Blog. Have a wonderful evening.